Okay, so we've talked about parallel lines now and the geometry behind it, but now a little bit of the physics. The sun itself is emitting radiation, and for our purposes, this radiation is going to be leaving the sun like straight lines, like rays, okay? A ray from your geometry class again. And believe it or not, by the time the rays hit Earth, they're parallel, which seems weird. How can two things be parallel? They would never touch. How can they converge at the sun if they're parallel? But we are so far away from the sun that for our purposes, and it is so super close, that we can say all the rays coming from the sun are parallel. Here's a couple pictures to hopefully drive home the point. Here is the sun, big. Here is us, we're little. And I did the two most extreme rays coming from either side, these tangent lines coming from the circle. If we were really close to the sun, hopefully we can see that those two lines are not parallel. This line and this line is not parallel. Okay, well, part of that is we are not this close to the sun. Okay, we are definitely, if we were that close, we'd be burning up. So let's back it up a little bit. Okay, if I back it up a little bit, let's look at those two rays. Now again, they're not parallel, but are they closer to being parallel? Look at the angle between these two, the angle that these two make. Now look at the angle that these two make. It's still not parallel, but I guess I could say it's closer. Okay, what about this one? This time now, we're even further away. Yeah, it's still not parallel, but that angle by the time they make it there is pretty small. It's getting closer. Well, I found this thing on the British Broadcasting Company website that does a pretty good job of it. Let's see if I can, right here is a little thing where we compare the sizes of the sun to the size of the earth. Pretty small, but if we wanted to make a scale model of how far away they actually are, they're about 75 feet away, 23 meters. So look at them holding the sun right there, and you saw how big it was, and you remember how small the earth was. Look how small the earth is. It's a little 2 millimeters big piece of little tack there, tacky stuff. That's how small that thing is. 75 feet away, there's going to be that tiny little thing. We are so far away. So imagine those drawings I was doing. If I drew it 75 feet away, those lines, by the time they get to us, look like they're coming from the same direction. They'd have the same slope. They would be essentially parallel. Okay? Try one more screen over. Go down to that third one and have a peek. I have another example. See if we can hammer it home.